Hello Internet, Seth Skorkowski, and we're going to just do a short little Game Master Toolbox video today. And this is for something that I've always found very helpful as both a Game Master and as a player, and that's having a dedicated backpack sheet. Meaning instead of just having a list of gear in your character sheet, just saying that it's in your backpack, but having a sheet that shows where and how all that equipment is stored. You search for them on Google and you'll find a selection of various ones that people have made out there, some with little house rules concerning how much can be carried in a pack or various things like that. So there is a great selection to choose from, just depending on your style and taste or whatever game it is that you're playing. For me, back in the dark ages when I was 15 years old, we didn't have access to any of this stuff that's out there now. And sometimes my game master would ask us where certain things were stored on our person, such as if we were, submerged in water or hit by a fireball or something like that. And he'd want to know exactly how it was we were storing all of our fragile, paper maps and scrolls and that sort of thing. So I thought about that, and also since I'm the type of player that even though we didn't have to go by encumbrance rules or anything like that, I still did do encumbrance for my own character just because I was kind of curious to see actually how I fared on it. So since I was thinking about where I was going to be storing stuff in a backpack, one day I decided to make myself my first backpack sheet. And behold, this is what 15-year-old me made when he should have been taking notes in class. I'd love to say that my artistic skills have improved since then, but this is pretty much the peak of my drawing ability. Some years later I took this and I cleaned it up, made a few little changes such as adding a bedroll, but it's pretty much the same as it was then. It shows the panels of the pack, exterior and interior panels, got a little place for rope and spikes, some metal spell scroll tubes that hold paper and powders, keep them dry, candles, utensils, and a whetstone for some odd reason that I felt like putting them on there, then a little wood hatchet, a folding grappling hook, and of course lots and lots of pouches. Probably too many pouches on the inside there. I'm not really sure exactly how that backpack was supposed to be used with that many pouches on the inside, but hey, I was 15. I then printed off a few copies and gave them out to my players, which of course they had their own ideas and suggestions on how to use this, and some changes were made, and what we ended up with was sort of a modular design where players could mix and match the various panels to make their own custom backpack sheets. In my experience, about half of all players seem to like these things and find them really useful, while the other half doesn't really care one way or the other. But it doesn't hurt to go ahead and hand these to your players, because those that find them useful are gonna find them useful, while those that don't find them useful can just stick them in the back of their player folder and never have to look at them again. Aside from helping players visualize how much stuff they're carrying and where they're carrying it, backpack sheets can be used in other ways. One way is have anything that's in an outside pocket be easy to get to, only just a quick action to retrieve. While anything that's actually inside the main part of the backpack takes a little bit longer because they have to take off their backpack and dig around and root it out, so therefore that takes a full round to get that out of there. But the payoff for that is that anything that's in the inside part of the backpack, although it is harder to get to, is now less likely to be destroyed by acid or fire or anything like that, while also being less likely to be stolen by the random pickpocket they might encounter. Another benefit, and while I've never been a stickler for things like encumbrance, I've always just told my players to keep it reasonable, every once in a while you might come across that player who has a very different sense of what reasonable might mean. So now they're carrying around 6 swords, a heavy crossbow, a two-handed axe, a spare shield, 2 suits of armor, a canoe, and God knows what else. So just have that player, show you on their backpack sheet how it is that they're carrying around all that stuff. And usually once they actually start visualizing that, trying to draw that out and kind of show how all that stuff is around, that usually alleviates the problem, because it becomes pretty clear pretty quickly that they look like some sort of human porcupine that shouldn't even be able to walk through a doorway because of all that stuff sticking everywhere. But even if you aren't using them to incorporate some sort of house rule or game mechanic or anything like that, I find that most players, or at least a pretty big percentage of players out there, do find them useful in helping visualize how all their gear is stored. So Game Masters, what I recommend you do is just find a backpack sheet that's out there, one that you like, go ahead and take that, pass that out to your players, and go ahead and let them use it if they want to. Now if you do want to use my crude modular one, I've stuck a link below to it so you can download them. Trust me, there are much prettier ones out there, but maybe you can kind of take this idea and improve on it or come up with your own or something like that, but just have fun fun with it, and hopefully you and your players can enjoy them. Anyway, that is it. Pretty short and sweet. So if you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see some more of my stuff, whether it be how-tos or game reviews or more GM Toolbox ideas, just hit that subscribe button and the little bell notification. But until next time, gamers, you have a great day.